learned today. My math paper. So this is my homework completion chart. So as you can see, for the first one, I didn't really do so good because I really didn't care at first. But as you can see, I did start caring, so I did start improving. As you can see, I got most likely my papers. And yeah, I kind of didn't understand some of the problems, but I always asked the teachers and go in for DP to get the answers. This is my assessment score chart. Okay, so some of them are kind of low, and yeah, I did complete all of my test corrections. I asked my friends who like how they got certain answers. So if I was confused on one of the questions, I would always like ask the teacher, or ask like Celine. She's pretty smart. My teacher, Miss Casillas, helped me. I always go to her office hours after school, and I did figure out my mistakes, which were mainly because like my math was kind of incorrect. So if I had to subtract a negative or a positive, I always keep forgetting like which one is which or whatever. Okay. So semester improvement, I stay before PoL started. I used to stay every day after school just to like make sure I understand my the content, and I always asked the teacher for help. I asked if I could like do some of the old homework we used to get so I could just make sure I understand it more. I tried. Oh, during my seminars, I still have my math teacher during puzzles, so I would take that time to still get help, and I'll also go on the weekly. This is creative, right? So on the lowest essential scale, which was level 1, I got 1 out of 4, and then for level 2, I got 2 out of 4, and then so on. Okay, so I'm doing essential scale 1, quiz 1, which is parallel lines and transversals. My misunderstanding was that I didn't really prepare, or if I did, I kind of forget which one is which, like exterior and interior. Yeah, it was kind of confusing. And yeah, but now I know because I've been practicing now. This was the quiz that we took. As you can see, they're kind of the same answer. This one's 16, and that one's 15. But I got it incorrect on both quiz and test. And then I'm going to do corrections. So this was the problem. I didn't put the numbers in, but that's what the numbers were. Whew. Okay, so as you can see, this is our corrections for the test, and that's the corrections for the quiz. So yeah, I looked back through my notes and I figured out my mistakes. We have to choose another problem from our quiz and the test, and this is another one. This is I think like section 2 part of the test, and there's another one I got wrong. Yeah, it was just as you see, there was more. I got kind of like all of them wrong, but like I just didn't understand it. And then we have to do corrections again for all the ones we got wrong, and I did my corrections. So, analyzing the semester. I honestly feel that I deserve a B, a B in this class. I mean, well, maybe I say like a high C or a B, because I really do try for this class, and I really want to. I don't like having like every time I'm in math, I always get a C or lower, and I'm tired of always C and C's all the time. So like I really try for Miss Casillas math class, and yeah, I just feel that a B or a high C would work for me. Thank you for your time. Any questions? else there was a flower right there.
Yeah.
So, this is, I'll now be presenting my chemistry PoL, so each time I practically introduce myself. So, if you don't notice that. But, so yeah, I'm doing chemistry PoL. Next, I'm doing it on gases. For the first part of the test, it was 1.A, which is random molecular
Molecular. You got it.
motion of molecules in a gas. So here was the first part of the quiz, which was if each of these flasks has the same number of gas molecules inside, which one has the lowest pressure? And I chose flask 4. And because the molecules have more space to move around, unlike flask 1 where it's just like the solid, where you just like you have a small, low vibration. Anyway, so yeah, it's more spacious in flask 4. Ooh. 1.B is gas laws, pressure, temperature, and volume of any amount of ideal gas or any mixture of ideal gases. So, this is the next one from our unit, the same one, but with different pressure. Do you want me to read it to you, or do you just want to?
Help me. Go for it.
It says the volume of a sample of gas at 273 Celsius is 200 liters. Now, it says 273 Celsius, so that would be automatically temperature, which is T1. If you have 200 liters, that would be volume, so it would be V1. And it says if the volume is decreased to 100 liters at a constant pressure, what will the new temperature of gas be? So you need to find T2. Because it says what would the new temperature be? So if you were doing the equation, it would be T1 times V. So yeah. And then when you just plug everything in, you'll get 273. And then P stands for pressure, V stands for volume, and T stands for temperature. 1.C, which was meanings of standard temperature and pressure. So another one from the same unit exam says, a student wants to find the volume of a gas at STB. Under the pressure, must the sample of gas be? Under which pressure must the sample of the gas be? By the way, STP stands for standard temperature and pressure. And STP, the pressure, the gas would just be 1 because that's how much it is. And then 1.D, Celsius and Kelvin temperature scales. Okay, so when you're dealing with Kelvin and Celsius, you need to make sure that when you have C, you add 273. So 273, whatever it is, just to equal Kelvin, or yeah. And then when you have Kelvin, you subtract 273 to get Celsius. And then when I solve the problem, 1.E, probably the last one. Ideal gas law in the form, which is Pivnert. So P equals pressure, V equals volume, N equals moles or mole, R equals constant, and T equals temperature. And that's the equation you use for this question. But I used the wrong thing on the actual quiz, but I know from my mistakes. Okay. And thank you. It was supposed to be thank you for your time, but I guess I got mixed. Thank you for your time. Any questions? No?
Alright.
I'm done.
You can try the video.